life. Happy 40th birthday, though the wishes belated to the president of the Ghana Journalists Association, Albert Kwabena Jumfo. Yesterday was a big 4-0 for you. Welcome to old age. GJA President Albert Kwabena Jumfo. Happy 40th. Convenient for you. Goil now accepts Momo for all fuel purchases, so just remember to Momo it at Goil every time. Alternatively, you can use your bank card or your Goil Go card. So drive to the nearest Goil station today, buy your fuel, pay by Momo bank card or
104.3. Good to meet you.
Professor Joseph Osafo, your head of Psychology Department, University of Ghana, Legon. Prof Machin.
I'm just so and I protest how.
Mu protest, mu di protest, papa.
Monday class no.
But me assure say starting from my right side, say and then my
kumeka no how.
I kumeka no ha. So say me so. Nana for you, and then we protest here justified.
And I protested.
A mixture of yani ambo ebrei. Inti we dey mu protesting na me pamucho.
Na enyi tuma na.
I can say grandpapa
benevolent dictatorship. I
don't know.
Enya berry. Open your kum say akwala no nkwa fichire. Yes me mo nkwa fichire. Enya sa abo abeka no. Wa kwa fichire. Abwana ka no. Sisi e bende. Yempedru bi to some no. Na yenhone how far. In the meantime, Caroline Entry, you're a Deputy Director of the Ministry of Defense. Happy birthday to you, Caroline Entry, birthday number 59. Bless you, Caroline Entry, at the Ministry of Defense. Also to you, Mr. Eddie Yawson, happy birthday to you. Have a beautiful day. You share the birthday with my pension baby who turned 10 today. And I hope so, Mary. And Mary, you Mary. Dr. Abna Enimwa Yeboa Bani Checheni University of Ghana, Legon. And Dr. Theodora Dame Ajintete. Mijiri Sonsu Chadi University of Ghana, Legon. And ma'am, you know, ma being, there's nothing like a woman who is sharp. Dr. Ma'am, you know, anope ya mama kwaba. Moka huntina menya protest from Professor Osafone Nana Furi Usubat.
Allegation where the yensom kwame yenso cry will protest.
Hey sir.
And then asma
But me no onim near me de. Set Legon for me sir. Mo fan fish. Mo no wanya mo ntoka da nko academic for mo fan fish.
Yeah, fan fish.
Doctor, it is Dr. Abraham.
Adumu kwana we.
Nyamene hene anope boko yeguso. Na minim say wo School of Communication Studies. No kre.
I am in Department of Communication Studies.
Oh, okay. Dr. Theodore Hana also. Na mpacho anope mama ne.
Ya nante say de boni nim kwame. Department ho no ya de ayesua ye niema e fa media eni se nipa edi nkitahudie anase communication eno musa na yesua e kire ho ade na ya nhwehwemu bi a ukuo da nyame ya adom a ye de tudwa
ukuo da chinechi ya
chinechi ukuo da ya ye friend the State of the Ghanaian Media Report
Ghanaian
Media Report intino ye nhwehwemu wo niema ahodo ho a efa media anase you can say
nsentreduma ha do boni nsentreduma
sa sector ne ho enti eno na nyame ya dom awuko da ye da na di ahwe animu se enkrofo a edi emu ewo media industry ni mu meka media owners meka media policy people mpanimfo bi te se wusi a waje wa konwa utimi so nyina amra meka ye ho na ye nda sa enwuma na di na ye hia ye pa ye what happens after the launch say pa be kan research no ehu ye findings ni bi asom edi aye adwuma se ne be ya ye nyina media na da bia media yi bua ye nso so da bia ye wo ho so mo aye bo ye ntimi nsiesie ne kakra na ntimi nsom ye democracy ne se ne aye pe enti anu nti na na pe ya to wo adwuma mu ha no mu sei.
Enti State of the Media Report na mo ye no e dey important o nyama nkitinkiti be na wo ma bitim dey atodwam ye ho. Yes Dr. Theodore dey na wo.
All right, me tree nye papa to say Dr.
Na eno na wo kan yo.
Anyway, enti me the brofo be fra.
To aso.
Enti the report na ya ye no. E cover various aspects of media. Enti e fa media any or more financial capacity.
Yes,
sikasem media sikasem any working conditions, journalists, any other media workers, working conditions, and a media ownership. Ebiso cover safety of journalists, journalists buying any media and national development and other areas. So now we have your findings in here very, very interesting and very eye-opening. A fast safety, for example, you who say a MEMA in particular suffer safety violations as compared to MMA, but it doesn't
safety violations.
Yes.
A MEMA.
Yes. A MEMA.
What kind of assignment is it?
Journalists in MEMA, no. Almost you can't attacks on journalists.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Okay. Buying ball.
And safety violations, so there are a number of them. That's including online violations. And your Samsung can say, journalists, what they think about what key stakeholders are doing to protect them. They don't have a lot of confidence in that. And that is very, very important. We see who say what the media workers think of, their current circumstances. And to me, are provided the necessary remedies.
Is it good or bad? What they think of their current circumstances?
They are mainly more trusted to say even the judiciary to ensure that when they have safety violations na eba omo anymore betumi send though the perpetrators will be brought to book. And these are perceptions they have, and the perceptions, of course, is born out of observations are making over time. Yes.
Oh, okay. Dr. Abraham, then how they come?
Kwame, wa report ni mu no ebi ha adwen kakra waka media workers no mo safety concerns, but say the kofa to say mo working conditions me fa ne sa akatua media workers eje nia yehu ye ne say o de compare other industries journalists and other media workers are paid very, very low salaries.
I see.
And yeah, hadwe wo ho kra more say ebinum kra ye adwuma ye ntuo mo kapre kra. We school abene nam ha kakra internship. Oh no ne nam ha afia banfie mienu kapre kra. Onya hadwe media workers ni bebre adwuma omo ye no sabio so yare kra hospital ko. Bibia se ni ho a kire se ye boa no ahwe na chiama no. Wo de kofa ownership honen so so anema na ye hu ye ni bi say media ownership is shrouded in, if you like, secrecy.
Really?
The actual faces behind a lot of the media houses.
Me fa despite to say me fa multimedia
faces
there be despite political face be any.
Yes, but okay say Ghana ha over 500 radio stations so we despite now you multimedia now we are still left with a lot of media houses ownership near by companies. So the faces behind the companies are not clear. But the implication is that etimi makwan say nipa baako. Ye ni be ba ya ho so no nko akita be 50 channels, 20 channels. A challenge your democracy because it's a risky media capture where onipa ne story or person ye kan. Enko na Ghana for better because ufa baby na do radio to baby channel a ekwa akoda so no. Ebi ana say nipa ne we just that unya aware inti no eno nti no chese niema na ye hu ye ni bebre eye niema sabio ha adwen kakra say you share the value of the media from democracy point of view say kabi maminka bia ye yetimi a ye betimi aya na ejina ye media ye kura anyhow independent and strong that media is na say journalist all ye adwuma wo media nim ye ntua ne kai a obi disika edangle won animu pa wan hwe ya story bi eseso ye onye enti no ye the report yi twi adwen asi so say ye pese Ghana tumpon na ye democracy timi gina ye bua ma ye nyina ye dia esese ye twi ye niko ye media ne ho enkomo wo hwa esese ye bo wo ye media ne ho eniema wo hwa esese ye sesa e wo ye media ne ho
yesika semenye yeah, ownership structure and yet personal development, career development and yet enti mu krate am dia to do report here my much require ye betimi asosa na me ya no
oh bebre problems na ye hu ni nyina se on second report ni bia ebia ye wo ho recommendations. In fact, recommendations ne kra ye tailor omo. Enti niema wo kwame wakonwa wutimi wo na wo ho anu aduro no ye direct ma o. Niema eye NCA ne wo ho anu aduro ye direct man niema ye despite ne wo ho aduro ye direct man ebia wo recommendation ya mesre nyina ne say se nyame ya dom na wukoda ye the report ni tudwa ye no available online your department website. It is free.
Oh, it's free.
So that people would have access. Omunko kain enti obia wo kan ne se madwuma me ye de na metimi agina report so e de asesa se ne be ya media ni be ye yie uye media ownership na se bia wo dwen e car in implementing it ebebo. Actually the other side of it is that when we implement these reforms na media no ejina ho a wo uye media owner no na unya ho fa so anyway. So everybody has a role to play in the media reforms that need to take place and your report ni mun ye kire kwan a esese Ghana e start fa so.
Report mu dan edi ukwara tambe.
And apart 10:30 ye wo University of Ghana ye free baby Center for African Biodiversity. Ye Center for African Wetlands City o sana na ye free no.
Bro fuka.
En shada nye hu sa o de lego abe hu. O lego abe hu.
Center for African Biodiversity.
Emu akwa me da o me office nti we hu ho kwan.
O se me hu ho kwan ba se nya office ne ye no.
Aba. Ubedura mechira obabi a.
Debi who office no minimum because of Radio Universe days.
Okay.
Saturday friend voice of Legon.
Okay.
It is Saturday ye be 1990 all be kakra bi ni.
No, e ho nya yira kwan kra. Udu campus a Center for Biodiversity Studies and a Center for Wetlands. E ho nya yira kwan. Bia betimi a kire ho.
Ain't Wednesday 10:30.
Apa 10:30. Kwame mehwe wani mu den de.
10:30 na me da so to them how.
Wa ma mi protest am no betwe na che ni anape we hu no.
Na 10:30 na me da so to them.
Upon abra. Obepon ni enwie.
Mepo no say me ye technical akwajes. Debi.
We dey send the report no.
Ho na me de no. Ho na me. Report how big is how many pages are we looking at?
I think sir it's inching towards 120 thereabouts. I want to say, but it's an easy read. Yatro for
everyday English.
Intino, it is something that will be far. So timidity, but more importantly, even before Obeko can individual chapters, yes, summary of all the findings from the chapters. In the Alpha Media Ownership, there was 6 key findings. So one kind chapter ni na cry. Ya can't yes who free chapter ni mudada.
Dr. Abena Eningwa Yeboa Bani and Dr. Theodora Dame Ajintete Omfi School of Communication Studies. Am I right? Is it School of Communication Studies? Department of Communication Studies. University of Ghana, Legon. Na enkomo mo dia baha anopei se omo de krata bi abetudwa kwada ebe na krata yebete honka krata pa just ni dini edembio.
State of the Ghanaian Media Report.
State of the Ghanaian Media Report. Ain't Wednesday at exactly 10:30. Yede betudwa empacho mo di tudwa wia yebesan be di honkomo
Me pacho ebe de pa.
Oh, Mr. Bemede.
The individual findings ni bi. Enwe hu tani awubisa recommendations asemi. Na ya doing recommendations.
Yeah, you share the state of the Ghanaian media from the reports that you have done. Now, if you share more recommendations, we'll find it. Let's have a full conversation. I'm sure would Professor Safu Sadan on it, and after they won't charge me say for protest.
Is he charge why?
And the Moody Bim. And Eddie Moody Bim. Dr. Abnamida say no pay. Dr. Theo, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Ajin Tete. Are you related to Papa no Dansuman? Keep it.
Me in-law.
Aren't you a Mrs.?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That man, strong man, eh? Anyway, thanks for your time. Peace 104.3. Yeah, twice you Jimmy Diano. So the time is 24 minutes to 1100 hours on
Peace FM.
Peace 104.3. Now, Professor Joseph Osafo, I will have no page here. Prof, I no person can perceive yeah, twice in so, but yemre na sa. But, Major Niakana Amane, Nanafuri. What's on your mind? And then I will join one pay. Any topic. Now you're from Bonkomania.
ECG related matters. My grandpa me what 2 key points, sir. Me make it.
Me too.
Issue. Grandpa, the first one here. ECG as a corporate body. As a business. Grandpa, sometimes na matina won't recover 70% of Wosika. Ne the cow, ne a day, ne a day. Grandpa, whose responsibility is it? Grandpa, most of the heads of ECG say, I read the reports now. My brother, yeah, why proactive, okay. Most of them should be sacked though. Because, Grandpa, say, you are a business. You provide the service. The service, other agent whisker. Says, yeah, ATC me and go for the cow billions. I bear 2.5 billion. Grandpa, that's there. It's a whole number that no. It to the man munia and gave you a cow no one cost through the moon. As a business, it needs to be restructured.
Isn't that what he's trying to do?
No, well, Grandpa, no, he's focusing more on bringing in revenue and all of those things. I'm saying that the business itself, the corporate entity, needs to restructure itself to meet the challenges that we face in there. And I haven't heard anything in that respect. Because, Grandpa, you have to do internal restructuring or allow to be able to deal with the external challenges if face in the system. We don't talk about that. Grandpa may link this to Vice President, this statement today, Sikano Wagana, Katasina Proye, corruption of over 3 billion annually. Grandpa, this is part of it. Sikano Waha, ye move ye to anamono, Sikano ye nyabi. It means that say you two anamon that now you the structures of the two ho as a corporate entity, you'll be able to recover Usika from the people. Papa, the other things are the inefficiencies now over as a corporate entity now. You pass all that on to me as the end user for our inefficiencies. Grandpa, it cannot be like that. Business or to them, I think are easy crowd. BBI, you just pass it on. Grandpa, if you look inside, now it closes the loopholes in that. The second you close the loopholes, you have brought in what? Income into the system. Part of the problem here was as a nation. They be here begging for money outside and all those things. You pay attention to Nyama out there, Grandpa, and him there are some corporate entities or some institutions of state who should not be on a consolidated fund, subvented agencies. Grandpapa, it's a graphic in history. Graphic was an agency of state.
It is still.
But what call under subvention? Why you independent? I say, I want to raise your own capital. They are able to pay their employees better. Why restructure the system in the way that why a more efficient will generate won't rely on the consolidated fund. Grandpapa, GBC the reach of GBC and the Nyama say you restructure GBC to also go off subvention. Now will generate what income. Grandpapa, issue the employee workforce of GBC. Most of them are carpenters, masons. They of yesterday GBC.
Not true.
Not today. Grandpapa, they are heavy at the bottom and thin at the top. If you look at the employee
you may be wrong.
scheme, Grandpapa, I worked on this. If you look at the employee scheme of those who are presently employed under the union and all of those things, very heavy at the bottom, thin at the top. They need to also to go retooling, restructuring. Now we're offended for their own. We're making Wosika just like Graphic has been able to do. To take the pressure off the consolidated fund. Grandpa, what you have done is that you have brought in income to the state. So if we were to look within and restructure state agencies, you want to subvented agencies. Now you to mama work on their own by supporting them and giving them the necessary training, retrenchment, and all of those things. Like Grandpapa, again, you take pressure off the consolidated fund, you bring in more money into the state, and you don't need to go begging. Until we run begging without looking within, structure the institutions of state was so that which might are more efficient in the delivery of their service. The same thing with the ECG matter. They must go within, restructure, put it in. How can you get over 45,000 or 60,000 ghost meters into the system? That the system say, how did they get that way, Grandpapa? It means that you must restructure yourself to make sure that you deal with the challenges or confront you as a business entity. And to Grandpapa, if you take the governance, like I said, governance here over bloated. We keep adding on new agencies, keep adding on people, keep buying more cars, keep doing this, keep doing that. Then you go and beg for a parsley $3 billion. $3 billion. If we were to get all the key business people together in Ghana here, and we were to work with them, my Grandpapa, we could raise that money here in Ghana. But because of your mindset that we will not tighten our belt, we will not restructure, we will not make us more efficient, we will not deliver service more efficiently, because of that, you continue to live in a state that, even there, you can have everything at any time, and you continue to go back to the same conditions because you need control. You exercise the control on ourselves as if the Sikano will hold forever. And we just keep spending and spending and spending and spending. Grandpapa, you cannot, in business world, the second you have challenges, you look at your call centers. You look at where you can cut down. You look at how you're able to maximize yourself. Sometimes you have to cut down on people. Sometimes you have to cut down on several things to make sure that the business is able to survive and meet the challenges now or face it at that particular time. But here it is that we have institutions of state. When there are challenges, they don't look within. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to change anything. Sika waja and waje, cars akesia what them and what them, petrol waja and what there the expenditure even increases. But you think that you want to make a difference, Grandpapa? Then it begs a certain question. Are we normal as a people? Are we rational as a people? Peace because FM. The concept, Grandpapa, here, my second point.
Hey, now
Prof is aligned to American. Prof is aligned. Prof is a wise man. Prof is aligned. He's aligned. Grandpapa, the second one that I'm saying has to do with the concept of buying.
Why then?
See, when the Europeans, the colonial people were there, I don't want to call them any master. When the colonial people were there, and then the colonial people left, they left behind wagon. Because you see, when the Africans took over, still 3-piece woolen suit, no your warfare, they wanted to wear it. The concept of bungalow, na servants, na maids, na this, na that, they wanted to keep it. And then, so what happened was that there was no change. There was no structural change. And so the time that the Ghanaian, the African, saw the European imposition, and the African did not connect with the European that was in position with the power. When the European left, still the Ghanaian does not connect to the concept of Aban, or something alien to us as a people, different from us. He's Aban Sika, he's Aban Juma, he's Aban the Maji. And what happens in there? You don't care what happens. People still go and they want to steal, they want to take because Aban Sika. But what we're free there, all of the Aban or you want Sika collectively now or make it up the Aban. So psychologically, socially, culturally, the link between the governance system and structures and we as a people and our way of living, there's a fundamental disconnect. And anytime we have not dealt with this psychological shift, the gap between who we are as a people and what it is that the government does, and there's a representative of us, until that is dealt with, you continue there, even your situation and Kokrokoo are in the public sector to reap for themselves. They are in the public sector not to serve and to improve our nation and to build our nation, but they are there what they can get for themselves. And they want to be worshipped like the European was worshipped. They want to sit in the big houses and the big bungalows like the European was worshipped. They still want to wear woolen 3-piece suits like the European was wearing, because the concept of the self, the concept of you as an African, and then being ingenious with the mindset and creating a world for us as Africans that are better, that reflect us, your morals, your aspirations, your dream. Grandpapa, it's not there. It's not there. And so whenever you have this psychological impediment, cultural shock that is going on, we begin to always look from outside and solve your problem. Grandpapa, it is only a nation that is sick that will destroy its businesses to do what? And then you go, and then will be a catcher there. Go and tax your people. Tax them to death. Make sure you reap from them as much as you can. And send them to see the same. So you sit around, running around. They say, you will tax anything that is not bolted down. And all of that, at the end of the day, what will be the repercussion? You bring untold hardship on your people, because you are going to try and please a master that cannot be pleased. And because you yourself have not exercised restraint, and you have not been able to as a people, and because Abino are disconnected, Abino from the people, you will continue to suffer this cycle that we continue to go back 17 times, 18 times.
Professor
times.
Joseph Osafo speaking through Nana Fori Usu.
Prof is a line. Prof is a line. And so we need to be able to. Look, this situation that we deal with band-aid solution, they be a plaster solution, not a chrono or two or bond. It is growing. It is becoming bigger. Because you go to the root of the problem. You cannot come here and just tell me that the only problem with ECG has to do with people not paying. Your responsibility to the people and running the organization and the structure and restructuring it in the way that it becomes efficient, profitable, in the way that it meets the needs of the people. Now, what's the Yankawasem? It cannot be one way that we alone hold the blunt end of solution. Government cannot always come to us that every time you have to tax us to death in order for your own lack of discipline. You have not reduced the size of government. You have not closed the holes that brings corruption. The money is here. So if the money is here, why are we running outside? And we continue to become laughing stocks, because your master will tell you that, look, go and do this to your people. Yes, sir, master. Go and bring hardship to your people. Yes, sir, master, and you're bringing hardship to your people. Go and touch pensions. And yes, sir, master, and you're doing this. You see, you are not there representing the hopes and the aspirations of the Ghanaian. Indigenous Ghanaians are suffering because the leadership are not Ghanaians. They have black faces, but they are white skin. They are black faces, but they are white skin. Frantz Fanon has told us this. And it continues to go on and on and on and on, Grandpapa. So to me, the fundamental issue of who we are as Africans, as Ghanaians, as African people, who we can become ingenious in the way to solve our problems. But Grandpapa, you have two ingenious ways in a way. Your problem at the first thing that you destroy our own. We look first to destroy our own. We don't build our own. Anytime the knee-jerk reaction is to, because you hate yourself, Obi will look like you, so you hate them, and you want to do worse things to them. So the love of self is not there, and that is why.
This one from Phillips.
So the issues is not when they come here with semantics, this and that. No, the issue is a deep-seated hatred for the self. We have not overcome the effects of us being under colonial rule. So the black man continues to mimic the white man. And
the black man continues to mimic the white man. I'll freeze you at that point. Kwame, today I totally agree with Grandpapa If we want to prosper, leadership should allow a lot of our government-owned businesses to go private. This would improve efficiency and help us create wealthy individuals to help us own our economy. So somebody agrees with you. In say Prof is aligned. Inti Prof in there, Prof Olen Kasa. Prof in there in Kasa.
Hey, come
Grandpapa, Prof Obaka Zebi.
Oh, mama, get to a bit.
Or say you are aligned.
Robbing to it, but coming up, mama, infias quickly.
Me too.
Come here, mama. Minimum say the address is her leadership and now her lordship. Mensa Bonsu.
Her ladyship, yes.
Her leadership, okay.
Henrietta Mensa Bonsu.
Mensa me and mammy, Mensa Bonsu. Kwame obeye lectures be campus. Near Agri Fraser Gorgesburg Memorial Lectures.
Yeah.
26th and 27th of April. Then Kwame 2 topics. First one, we are watchers of a beacon whose light must never die. Contemporary musings on the march from the Ghana we have to the Ghana we desire. Now, I'm kind abstract. I didn't make kind and first I was asking myself, Kwame Nkrumah asking Wakan say, after all, the black man is able and capable of managing his own affairs. Have we betrayed Kwame?
Oh, we betrayed him long ago when we had him
long ago. Now, Kwame, what I saw.
But Prof, the black man, you have to define who the black man is.
Nah,
is it the skin of the people walking around?
Me the full name.
Or the mindset?
Or say, Justice Professor.
Justice
Professor.
Exactly.
Henrietta Joy Abena Nyako Mensa Bonsu.
Hey Mama me try pa. Now Obama lecture. Now I really want to listen to this lecture. But when I read her abstract, pattern that struck me and I may reflect on it. Now the Okayani say currently we have the current Ghana we have is a Ghana we have. But you know, dream be say, you be seeing a Ghana we are dreaming to have. Kwame. Now, the gap between the Ghana we have, this is my reflection. The gap between the Ghana we have and the Ghana we want to be, that gap is an attitude gap. It's nothing. It's an attitude gap.
Attitude.
Yes. The gap between the Ghana we have and the Ghana we want to have is an attitude gap.
Will we ever get there?
And that's the interesting point. If it's an attitude gap, then it rests in our bosom to change it. Asa, we don't need, attitude is bad. You don't need anybody to change it for you. You are a master of your attitude. Wana utu anamo na washe wadwene na washe watinka na oye de ese oye no. And if the gap between the Ghana we have and the Ghana we want to be, may say, is an attitude gap, then the responsibility lies on our shoulders. Say itu anamo near danda. There's nothing magical at all. Say, hey, wait there. As I say, you be debit. There's nothing magical. May as for may one time I'm paying for. May chile come I'm paying for. But Kwame baby, you know. I come to me here. As I said, you're paying for ne young so followers. You who say your attitude, listen, is here different. Young and was yes, nothing so highly intellectual and Ghana. It's an attitude issue. And to say here, and for UK, you're the Jumama. A Jumana yet nafa and fasobra. Why a human passa? And a cabito. Upia cannot be a quarter of so. No. No. Jitum say, Mentuana mobi. Nase. I didn't bet me a corner anymore. The mayor say, as a set me too and a more for me, Kwame, the gap between what we have and where we want to be is an attitude mileage, no other mileage. Yet me to an more mentally say say a sansan is here at the fa. Near who say who you say this was untia. No one in your mouth. Ebi ako even say maybe ekwaji meters. Na omo betonto amagana for her.
Unbelievable.
Come you me say building a nation is not magical. Yes, you see your mind, you see your mind, you see your mind. And young Kunyabio, it's an intentional, it's accidental, intentional. And you can intentionally mess up, and you can intentionally also correct yourself. Into the recovery now, you say, oh, I'll see you 2 and more, and wait here, and I am pine quan. Mr. Paying for the gap between where we are and what we want to be is an attitude gap.
Not a prayer gap.
It's an attitude. And finally, body boamo. And finally, Ebeguswa says so for any dephony, ye come here. And by the say a bomb. No muno. And pay be a yabo beera. And a motuanka hubiano is a cost 90 job. And yet, me biani say a bomb pie. Ye chericom. Now, see, and penny for the one. Yedi adwuma hye won sa empa na motuo papa bia nto no kwame ye jana mu sa yenko yenim
da
enti mesre empanyimfo yedi adwuma manwa hunu se yedi omani destiny bi na yedi amawo ne chefa bi ene yedi amawo enti utu na mo ni ye na sa empa me wa kwame panyi bi se da bia wo se emfa ho a da kro ebefa wo mu enti eya me hwe what is happening in Ghana. We've raised down all our institutions. You destroy the integrity of our institutions. And our attitudes, ne adwene nimdie pa, suban pa, ebe kura institution naso, you run it down. Eba sa, adwumane ye beye din. Obun se fe, ye chiwetum, ye yewe, because institution ne adwene pa bi, and I will say kura de no. And je busuafo, we are marking time. Not because Obi nepesi a market time. The Ghana Beyond Ada ye peno. It's in our own attitudes. Nana mena me hwe say. O man panyi ka sa no. Ye na ebe som. Na ya sesa ya di obi kwame. You can never move a single mileage beyond the way you think and how you look at issues. Wana motu bi a utu bi ano. E wadwene ne se ne osi bi ade mu. Enti ye bom pai no. Kwame ye.
Yay.
Near 2 and more. So let me repeat as I end. Said the gap between the Ghana we have now and the Ghana we are looking for is just an attitude or a mileage of an attitude away. Maybe.
Professor Joseph Osafo, Head of Psychology Department, University of Ghana, Legon. And Nana Ofori Owusu, National Chairman of the PPP. Ansana enono yene Dr. Abna Enimwa Yeboa Bani and Dr. Theodora Dami Agentete. Omokrato media tudja about Central Juma de Obo Juma no. Yebedane di wokwada anopa na after that yebepemre ni enuma be chan dem hapa na ahwem. Central for Juma, the Obo for Juma it is saying I'm sure we'll have a beautiful conversation. Before that, Yene Sam Dubik Mahama, or your managing director, ECG Chichim Komo Hanope, and Nama Nana Foriwusu and a pay thesis on state agencies and are buying in Numa near Keka home. And Prof me down in an Asia no pay. And then also this one says birthday wishes to ACI Samuel Basintale Amadou of the Ghana Immigration Service. Samuel Basintale Amadou of the Ghana Immigration Service. It's from Joshua to you. He says, thank you, boss. Have a great week. Let me say, no. Okay. Peace 104.3. I say Kokrokoo. Yeah, mami be the 79 na. Madam Selina Opari Jewu, Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Ebenezer Congregation, Ewo Enum. Mame Selina Opari Jewu, 79 years old. Nyamin Shirano Bibre Kwa. If you ma, unana numina ASP AJ, Staff Sergeant Zobo, Atakuma Atenum, Ena Ebusian wa Enum nyina. Omina say Omu Echia Bibre, 79 years old and counting. To God be the glory. Nyame ena yedana se emao ewo wabrabum anopain. And then also Rita Asabia Ochre of Checkpoint Ghana. Happy birthday, Lady Rita Asabia Ochre of Checkpoint Ghana, from your friend Kwabna Danso. Wishing you the very best that you can wish for yourself. Who's your guy? I am your guy. I gotta go now. Mr. Eddie Yosson, aka Eddie. Okay, I'll tell them the aka. Happy birthday.